State now?
Yep. Always great to get a win, especially on homecoming. We knew it wasn't going to be easy, especially with the opponent coming off of a bye week. Plenty of time to rest up and game plan. This did a nice job of finding a way to come make it a game. Jumped out to a 17-point lead. Turnovers ultimately led to them come chipping their way back, gave up some explosive on the defensive side. But again, did not panic. We found a way to muster up a drive offensively, and we found a way to win the game in the end in a 4-minute, 2-minute situation. So not pleased at all with the lack of discipline in a lot of areas, too many penalties at critical times. You know, there were some calls that, you know, that I just felt like were not in line with consistency. I'll just say that, but I'll never blame the refs on anything. You know, I just wanted to see some consistency with some calls and what was being called. But outside of that, we're 4-2. We're building. We're learning how to win games, and we just got to continue to get better and close out the season on a strong note.
And you are 4-2, and that is the best start since 2017. Mm-hmm. You're also worth this team was 4-2. That team finished 6-5 last winning record. You got to feel good about the overall picture, even though you've had some lulls during the games. But I mean, it seems like this program's getting where you want it to be.
Yeah, slowly but surely. You know, I just like to see us finish stronger. You have a 17-point lead. You know, you got to learn how to put your foot on the throat, crush it. That's the next step. And I think the guys feel that. But again, you know, this is a game of ebbs and flows. We're learning to stay steady through those moments, not to panic, continuing to believe in one another. And we're slowly getting there. I think you have a unit that's starting to see the fruits of our labor and how we grind and how we work and how we preach on a day-to-day basis. I'm hearing, you know, guys coaching each other on the sideline, you know, during the ebbs and flows of the game. That's really encouraging. So we're growing in that capacity. But, you know, it's still we're in the middle of the season, and October is all about movement. You know, if we're going to be in this thing at the end, we got to win out October. So we have, you know, another home game, but really 2 home games to close it out. But next week's going to be another opponent we got to get ready for, and we got to find a way to win.
Traylon had back-to-back turnovers on possessions. Was there any hesitation about putting it back in at such a key time in the game?
No, we talked about it, and you know, he felt like he was in a good headspace. Clearly, you know, the fumble can't happen. He's got to protect the football. We talked about that. He's just way too careless and reckless with the ball, you know, when he's making his moves in the pocket, and it caught up to him. And you just can't throw a ball out there carelessly. And those are the things that we're talking about, those momentum shifts, and that can kill the team's morale. So we're going to have a long discussion about it, but we need everybody in that room to be successful. That's a combination between Stretch and DJ. And we have to go back to it because we're still going to have to use him for the rest of the year. And we've got to keep his confidence going. We've got to believe in him. And he was able to go in there and find a way to win the game by scoring that touchdown. And we just got to continue to talk to DJ about protecting the football, making great decisions, take what the defense gives you. If it's not there, run it. If it's don't take the bad sack. But more importantly, you gotta protect the program. You know, that's everybody's livelihood depends on you protecting the football.
You've kind of gone back and forth between different quarterbacks the entire season. What kind of determines or makes that decision which quarterback you're going to go with which series?
Consistency. You know, I give them an opportunity to say, hey, if you want to be that guy, be consistent. And that's in every situation. Until I see that, we're going to do what we've been doing to win ball games, and it's helped us. You know, Stretch had an amazing spring. He worked his ass off this summer. He earned a starting job with Traylon. You know, he missed the spring, and he's still working through it. And until I see somebody really grab it by the throat, that's what I'm going to do. And that's what I feel comfortable with because, you know, each guy has something different they bring to the table. And, you know, Stretch is a little banged up. but he has understanding of the offense, and he knows where to go in certain situations. Whereas, Draylen depends on his athleticism, and that's great at times, but also it's a high risk, high reward. At times, I think you saw that. So with those, we got to hone that in, and it's not always about hitting a home run. You got to manufacture your runs. You got to get base hits, and that's being efficient on first down, second down, getting the first down. Getting that first down was preached all week long. Once we get that first down of every drive, it leads to points, and it builds confidence, and it builds momentum. So understanding that, and if he locks in and he gets it, he can be a demon. But until that time, we're going to continue to do what we've been doing.
What can you say about your defense? I mean, they've been definitely kind of been steady when the offense is still trying to figure some things out during the game.
Well, our defense, they've been together for quite some time. Robier, again, with 10 tackles, continues to shine. They've been resilient. They have the same coaches over the last 3 years, and we've added some pieces here and there, but they've been in those tight situations. They understand where the offense is at times, and they're a little bit ahead of the offense, and it's complementary football. Of course, you would like to have games where we can blow teams out, but we're just not there yet. We're not there yet, and that's okay. We still have to learn. We're going to look at this and be critical of ourselves and understand that, for us to be true champions and to really be a threat, we've got to learn how to separate ourselves and continue to keep the gas on the pedal and, again, take the heart out of the team. But we're growing through that, and that's going to take time.
Any other questions for Coach?
Congrats on the win, Coach. Said you jumped off to the 17-0 lead. You kind of had the lull in the middle, but you're able to make some plays to win the game. As you look back at this game in terms of improving as the season goes forth, not only for next week but throughout the rest of the year, is your focus more on the fact that some mistakes were made to allow the game to get to that point, or more on the grit that they showed to actually be able to come back and close the game?
Well, I want my team to understand. I want them to be proud of the work they put in. To find a way to win after the momentum shift, and that's a big step. You can't sweep that under the rug. Typically when you have a young team, they'll feel that moment, and they'll panic, and they'll find a way to lose the game. Whereas we've been in enough tight ball games now, we're battle tested, and we're starting to understand that. But with the same token, we have to understand, listen, we can't have penalties at certain times. We can't turn the ball over at certain times. And that's going to be the majority of this team. We've got to get better from this week to next week, and the next week, the following week. And we'll see, where we're at in this thing, because we're not playing championship football right now. And we're finding ways to win, but it's not championship football. We've got to learn how to flip that switch and break through that next step to play championship football in the month of October. And it's a wonderful opportunity that we have presented for us, that we're fortunate to find a way to win, but we can still look at the mistakes and grow from that. We've got to grow from that. So that's where we are. And I'm hoping that, next week we'll have the same crowd. Next week that was here today. It was great. Would have loved for it to have been packed, for the entire game, not after halftime when the bands left. But we've got a group, a special group, and I think, I want our fan base to really embrace that. I don't know if they really love football. I just don't know. I mean, I've been here for 3 years, and there's only been a couple games they come to, and that many people, and be excited. But I don't know if they truly love the game, because we are winning. We're finding ways to win. I think it is entertaining. So I just encourage people to come out and really support our student athletes, because it makes a big difference when you're cheering on third downs and making noise, and the energy. It's hard as coaches, it's hard as players to constantly build up that energy. You know, we need our home crowd, and if you know they don't find it entertaining, then hey, I don't know what to say. But I thought that Big Blue, our fans, I really would love for them to embrace us and to support us no matter who we play. It doesn't have to be another HBCU. You know, it doesn't have to always be a party where it's liquor and wings and all that in the parking lot. I get it, I've been there. But if you're a real fan of football, if you're really supporting Tennessee State football student athletes, come in the game and support us and go all party at the end. So I just found that to be interesting, considering where we are, was the staples from the line, that it wasn't a full attendance during the entire course of the game. So that's all I have to say.
Karate Benson, what's his status? I haven't seen him the last couple of weeks.
Yeah. Well, he played last week.
Yeah.
He played last week. He's dealing with an injury right now.
Okay.
We're trying to rest him, but he'll be back hopefully by next week or the following week.
Okay.
Okay, good. All right, thank you guys. Have a great night. Go Big Blue.